All right. Now that we've learned a little bit about typography, we're going to be working on this typography project that includes a quote and a person's face. The first step would be going to find a font that you like on a site like DaFont and downloading it, making sure you can get it here and using it in Illustrator. I'm sorry, Photoshop. We're in Photoshop. Okay, so let me play this little video here and we're going to see what we've got. Okay, so I've got my figure. He's on a brand new document. I'm going to take my text tool and I'm going to click. I'm not going to create a text box. I'm just going to click and I'm going to type the content that I want to have in there. Now I went online to a brainy quote or a quote site like that and I found a quote that I'm typing in here now. The color of my text is the color that you see up at the top here, right? This is the color of my text that's showing in the option bar there. Okay, when I'm satisfied with the text, I want to highlight it, and from there I'm going to change the size of the text. Now, ideally, I want the text to take up half of the face. So I'm going to take out what's called the character panel, and if you don't see it there, you're going to go and look under the window menu, take out your character panel, and right now I'm playing with the leading. Well, I was a second ago, playing with the leading, which is the space between the lines. Now I'm adjusting the size of the text. I keep going to the move tool so I can kind of line it up. I want the text to be tight and I want it to be bold. I want it to take up at least half of the page. I can roll my cursor. You see that little arrow that popped up? I can roll my cursor back and forth and that brings the lines of text closer together. This guy is going to bring the text characters, right? The individual letters closer, further together. I'm going to add some returns here because I don't want my text to be cut off or go off the page. Right, add some returns there. Let me grab it again, just kind of like line it up. I want to get about half of his face. I'm going to cover about half of his face there. Okay, take that text tool again. When it looks like this, I'm creating a new text box. When those lines go away, I'm adjusting the text that's already there. I'm going to go in and change my font. I probably should have done this before I started messing with the kerning and the leading. But let me change my font. I'm going to tighten it up a little bit. But make it bigger as well. Okay, and then I want to slide it down just a little bit. Okay, I can also change the size of the text by holding Shift and going to the corner of my text box there. If you're using the 2019 version of Photoshop, you don't have to hold Shift, it's default. Now these little icons right here at the bottom will give me different text styles. I can capitalize all the text, I can italicize all the text, I can have, there's an option for the smaller capitals and the bigger capitals. And I really want to use as much of this space as possible because the text is going to end up being the same color as his face. And so if the text is too thin or too far apart, then I won't see. Holding Command, I'm going to click on my, hold on. I'm going to duplicate the layer of the photo first. Let me do that and slap it above. I'm going to hold Command and click on the T in the layer for text. And that's going to load up a selection of the text. I went to select Inverse, and now I'm going to take my eraser tool, and I'm on that top photo, and you're noticing that not much is changing because I also have a photo there underneath. So I'm going to take my eraser, and I'm going to erase all of that content from the top picture. And if you look at my little thumbnail there, you'll see that the text now looks like the picture did. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my rectangular marquee in that layer. Now notice how I'm making it, I turned the layer off so I could see what I was deleting. And so I just did the text piece. Oops. Okay. And I'm going to delete that. Or erase that, I'm sorry. So now I'm going to deselect that. The Command D is the keyboard shortcut to deselect. I'm going to throw away that text layer, don't need it anymore. Now I have my two pieces. Half of it is his face and half of it is my text. At that point, I'm going to add some layer styles to this just to kind of make it pop off the page even more. Remember that when you click on the type of layer style on the left-hand side, you get the options to affect changes to that layer style on the right-hand side of the layer style panel. If I just clicked and did the check marks, then it's going to apply them, but I can't affect them or change them. All right, the last step here is I need to give credit to whoever said this thing, and that would be David Bowie. So I want to give him credit, and then I'm going to shrink that text down so it's kind of off to the side. There we go. You can also use the arrows on the keyboard to nudge something. Try not to make something touch the exact edge of the page because that makes it hard when it comes to printing. Final steps are I'm going to flatten the image and then I'm going to go ahead and save it. Thank you for watching.